Yes, we're live.
We are live. Fantastic. I might be catching up in a second. Let's see, you're here. So wonderful. Happy Wednesday afternoon, everybody. And I am so excited to be here on behalf of Tammy Williams and I, on behalf of the rest of our Land for Success event team. We had, I saw Jeff move quickly. I was like, he is on it. Nicely done, Mr. Brown. We have an amazing group of individuals with us today, and we hosted our someone's got a secondary device that is on in the background on the panel here. If you guys can make sure everything is muted, because I'm getting repeat. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, so last Thursday evening, Landed for Success, we hosted our first ever virtual networking event, and it was amazing. We've had tremendous feedback and just a lot of excitement and buzz around the event and some of the individuals that participated in a unique way. And one of those ways is we decided we wanted to host and spotlight gifting sponsors. And so there's a few, we'll give some notable mentions toward the end of this for individuals that had some conflicting commitments. But for the individuals that joined us, each and every one of these amazing individuals wanted to step up because they believe and they love what Landed for Success is doing and what we stand for and what we're creating in communities, and come forward, talk about their business, and then gift a piece of who they are and their business to one of our attendees, which was amazing. And although they had a guest spotlight, it was pretty tight due to time, which is great, 2.5 minutes, and it was such a pleasure. But one of the ways, I think, Tammy, you'll agree, we all agree, is another way to say thank you is to really spotlight them in an extended fashion where they have the opportunity to really boast about what they are doing and who they are. And that is important to Landed for Success, because without amazing individuals who are out there every day impacting lives, who coming from a place of really serving others and lifting other people up, it just makes good sense to just do a little bit extra to lift these individuals up. So Tammy Williams, she and I are fantastic business partners. It's so fun. This amazing entrepreneur, mompreneur, I can go on and on. She's creative. She really, you talk about a serving woman who really just devotes her whole life to helping people just become and be the best versions of themselves. Mrs. Tammy Williams certainly fits the boot on that. She is in many different collaborative projects. She really, for a woman that has an amazing voice to speak and engage with others and pull the best out of people, she has so many different things behind the scenes, and some of it she's right out there in front of everybody, and sometimes it's behind the scenes and it's like all the quiet moving pieces that are going on. Everyone can just thank Tammy Williams for it. She is an amazing spirit, an amazing heart. I love this woman, and I have yet to meet a person that shares space with her and is sorry they ever did. So she was the host who got to introduce and take the lead on all of our amazing, amazing, amazing entrepreneurs who came on and participated as gifting sponsors. So I'm going to turn things over to you, Tammy, and we're gonna highlight these amazing people as we kick off this live panel spotlight edition.
Yes, that's amazing. Oh my goodness, Kelly, thank you so much for that introduction. I hope you know that you're not getting a check because of that. I'm not paying you. Yeah, but you read that very well. You read exactly what I told you to read. So thank you.
So hey, I do what I'm told.
So I want to just give it back to you, because in a short amount of time, you and I have done some work together and we've become friends first. And now we're doing so many things in business. And I want to hand it back to you in another scale because of your heart and who you are as well, mompreneur, wearing many hats, a voice that people want to listen to. You inspire people really from the inside out. I'm so happy that we're collaborating on this project, and the energy that you bring, it's contagious, so no one can meet you and not feel your energy. So I want to bring that back to you. Thank you so very much.
You're
So
welcome.
since I was the host of, the individuals that are here, and they were so gracious to offer us gift, let you do the first introduction of somebody here on the panel, because I think it just only makes sense just to pay it back to you.
All right. So Jennifer Morris, Miss Jennifer Morris, you gorgeous lady, you are rocking things. So I'm just going to turn it right on over to you. Like, tell the lovely viewers and the good people who you are and what you are doing to literally, you are crushing it in your space. I am a huge fan of what you're doing, and that's a different story, different day. But yeah, take it away, Jennifer.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks for the introduction, and thanks for the opportunity to be here to share my passion with more people, because as all of you know out there who are entrepreneurs, getting your voice heard is really difficult because there is so much noise. So getting in front of more people is my goal. Because I feel like I have so much value to bring to people to help them move forward in their life in so many ways. My focus is helping people to get healthy, and I do that through using proper nutrition and fitness and a whole combination of things. 3 years ago, I'll tell you a little bit about my backstory because I think it will be relevant so that you understand where I'm coming from. I've always been a person, I realized about 13, 14 years ago that what brings me the most joy is helping somebody go from A to B and being part of that journey and guiding them along the way with my education and the knowledge that I've gained over the years. I feel like I have a lot to teach people. I mentor people, I coach people. I have a master's of science degree in nutrition and food science, as well as a minor in psychology. I've always enjoyed the journey that people go on and being part of that. 3 years ago, I was in a really rough spot myself. I have been an entrepreneur now for almost 16 years. I worked in big business before that, and decided I did not want to be just another number. I really felt like I had more, and I wanted to be able to help people in a bigger way. So I opened a CrossFit gym about 15 years ago. I started coaching people, loved it. But what I quickly realized is that I had a limited reach with 4 brick and mortar walls around me. There's only a limited amount of people that I could actually help move forward. So 3 years ago, I was introduced to a product called Pure Therapeutic Ketones. Ketones are an energy source. I'll explain those very quickly. Those of you that know me who are watching this, or Kelly, I know you know this, I could talk forever about ketones because they have changed my life so much. If you want to watch more about ketones, go to my Facebook profile or shoot me a message and I will send you some quick videos you can watch to educate yourself. But what I really wanted to share with you guys is that this product, drinking ketones, has shifted my life so much. I have been able now to reach, the number is well over 5,000 people within my direct community, where I've literally taken people from faltering in their lives. It's not just about fat loss. It's about a shift in their mindset. It's about a shift in their health, in their energy. And that is what I do constantly now, is I educate people on how to do that. And I use the product ketones to allow people to finally have the energy to make those changes. Because it's all fine and dandy to say, change your diet, go exercise. People can do that for a few days, but they can't stick with it because that takes energy. And that is exactly what drinking ketones are. So I don't want to be a commercial for ketones here today. I just want you to understand that they are a tool to help people move forward in their lives, whatever that looks like for them. And so again, the company that I work with is called Prove It. It's not all I do. I help people with all kinds of things. It's just that ketones make it a lot easier for me to help people. So that's really, for me, it's shifted my life so much, from a place where I was overweight, struggling financially, struggling with stress, struggling with sleep, struggling with brain fog. I could not focus, to literally within a day, that all changed. And after about a week, I realized, you know what? I need to tell people about this, because never before in my life, in my 25 years as a nutritionist, have I found a supplement that works so fast, so well, to help not only myself, but now thousands upon thousands of people in my community and millions of people around the world. And we've really only just begun this whole ketone conversation. Prove It is launching in Europe very soon, which is super exciting. So if you know anybody in Europe, let me know, anybody with an entrepreneurial spirit, because there are 700 million people in Europe. The company Prove It went from zero to almost $500 million in sales in under 3 years in just North America alone. So you can do the math. The potential on this is insane. So if anybody's looking for something, I'm here to coach, I'm here to mentor, I'm here to guide, not just for your personal health, but also for your financial health. And so that's my story. And I'm just excited. It's like exciting to be part of this. And I just appreciate this opportunity, guys, for, to be able to share this with you. So yeah.
Thanks, Jennifer. And you know what, in the comments, Jen, would you drop your link, your website, whatever you want to throw in the comments for everybody to go to? That'd be great. And for anyone who wants to get in touch with Jennifer, find her on Facebook so you can plug into what she's doing, navigate how she's changing people's lives every day. And if you're having trouble, feel free to reach out to Tammy Williams or myself, and we'll help you get connected. Next in line, we've got Mrs. Erica Aguilar. All right, lovely. You're changing people's lives, and you're just a dynamo. So have at it, sister.
Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Thank you very, very much to the team of Landed for Success. It was really a pleasure to be part of the event last week, and we can wait really to meet again next week. My name is Erica Aguilar. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I love a lot of projects at the same time. Let's say that. I'm Peruvian by birth, and I'm international citizen by choice. Let me just tell you a little bit of what I'm going to be talking about today, which is skincare. And the reason why I picked this subject, not only because that's what I had offered as a gift during the event, but it's also something that it's a business that it had allowed me to balance my family life. It's a business that had allowed me to meet different people from different backgrounds. It had taught me a lot about being an entrepreneur. It's also where I have most of the time invested in the past four or 5 years. And I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the company that I had partnered with. So the company is Mary Kay Cosmetics. And the reason why I decided to partner with this company, the first thing was that I felt that they give back to the community. There is the quality of the products, of course. There is also the results that I found in my own needs for my skincare, the benefits, and as well as the opportunity that I have to work with people around the world, work with people from my country. Now, as talking about this, I also want to mention what is my vision, what is my purpose, and my immediate goals. My vision has been for many years since I left my country over 24 years ago, always to go back, to find a way to give back to my community, to be able to reach more people in need in my country. And many of the projects that I'm involved with, I always have that on my heart to give back to them. We also have projects with my husband, which is a family adventure, I would call it. And we are very, very happy also to go back to Peru once we can start traveling again and be able to expand that other project. So this is why my vision is always there. Is my family, is people that I grew up with. It's where I always connect with. And because of that, I find that when I had this opportunity to go back, I learned a lot about what it was training, what it was leading a team, and with this, sorry, I'm just going through some. So with this opportunity, I also learned that people sometimes they neglect skincare, they neglect taking the time, and nowadays more than ever, I find that we have the time for that. We also have technology that allow us to reach more people. And lately, the company has launched even an app that we can download on our phone, take a selfie, do an analyze the skin type, and then they will give you a routine that you can use. It's a customized routine that is just for you. I suggest that people already have, in terms of skincare, many products at home. I can teach you how to you can use those products. You can reach me, follow on my page, Erica Aguilar. That's my the name of my page. Anything, I can give you the name of the app that you will use, and then we can just take it from there. What I offer is a free consultation. What I offer to is, like I said, anything that you have at home is important that you will use it so you don't feel a regret and you don't attach the feeling of regret towards the skincare or any type of products that we have. Anything else that I wanted to talk about? Yes. This company has also given me the opportunity to volunteer with a Look Good, Feel Better program. That it's a program for women who are suffering through cancer. I also raise money every year for the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation. I also am very attached to the program Pink Doing Green, which I teach clients what to do with their with the bottles once they are done, or how to dispose them and everything like that. And yep, thank you very much again. And I think I will get back to you, Kelly. Thanks.
I'm just going to keep talking to myself. Good Lord.
You know what? You probably thought I muted you because you went over 30 seconds for your elevator pitch. Okay, I'm just giving it back to you, girl.
Fair enough.
So what were you saying anyway?
I was saying,
okay, that's funny.
I'm going to turn it over to you, Tammy, because the lovely Tammy Williams, you were co-hosting. I know you've got a couple individuals to throw on the spotlight hot seat here, so have at it.
Yes, beautiful. So I get the privilege of introducing Gary Hibbert. And for those of you who don't know him, he's an author. He's a mentor to hundreds of people. He's a real estate investor. He's in the real estate field as a realtor as well. He has a podcast. He has a Gary talk show. And, you know, even just putting that aside, this gentleman has a heart. And he's a father. He's a husband. And what I like about him is that he just talks to you at an even level. And sometimes when you actually, you know, come into contact with people who have that type of accolade behind them, they sometimes can make you feel a little less, you know, and he doesn't have that at all. So Gary, can you please share what's going on new, what you want to do with people and how you can help people and what your passion is? Because I just think you're just amazing, and let everyone else know.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much for that great introduction. I really appreciate that. And thanks again for having me here. I was trying to figure out what I should maybe kind of talk about today. And so, and I want to end this, and you guys can cut me off whenever you need to, because I'll just keep going, right? But because that's what ends up happening. That. Yeah, that's what happens when you end up having your own podcast.
I'm coming to mute you, Gary.
But you know, but here's what I think I'll do. I think maybe I'll kind of share my story. I think that's probably the best way to do it, just to let people know where I was and where I am today. And so there was a time when I was paycheck to paycheck. I used to work for TD Bank, at good company. My wife worked for Bank of Montreal, and we were climbing that ladder rather quickly. But what ended up happening was that even though we were climbing up, we were still behind our bills. We were still having difficulties keeping up with what was happening with inflation. And and it wasn't until I almost lost my job when there was like a big layoff that had happened. This was back in 2008, that I realized that I didn't want to depend on a 9-to-5 job anymore. And I didn't want to fall into somebody else's plans, because like Jim Rohn says, what they have planned for you isn't much. So what ended up happening was I tried a whole bunch of different businesses. They failed miserably. And so I had to go to the bank. I had to take all my debt and put it into my mortgage. This is the third time I was doing this. And when I was in there, this is the day that changed my whole entire life. Is I looked up on the wall, and some of you may have seen this. It's called the index chart. And so the index chart shows you what has happened over the course of the last 50 years with stock markets and interest rates. And what caught my attention that day was what inflation was doing. And so if inflation was doing on average anywhere from 1-2% to as high as 15-16%, so right now I think it's doing around 2 or 3%. I did the math really quickly, and I was like, well, hold on a second. My raise at work last year was only $1,000. And when I did the math, it was like 1.6%. And I was like, I get it. It's mathematically impossible to outpace inflation by having a job. And they call a job just over broke. So then I started finding mentors, finding people that were where I wanted to be, started learning from them, and realized that if you don't make money while you sleep, then you'll continue to work until you die. And so what I ended up having to do was I looked for a vehicle that was going to allow me to be able to live the life that I wanted to live. And when I looked at what my home did, it bailed me out 3 times. I was like, well, then maybe I need to get at least one more property. And then that was the start of where I am today. Was I started buying investment properties, and not just using my own money, but learning how to attract money to me. See, it's easy now for me to understand and see it, but at the time it's difficult to understand how money works, because see, they don't teach people. Financial education has been removed from the education or from schools for a particular reason. And so then to learn about finances, you have to go and get that lesson from somebody who understands how it works. And once I understood that, I was like, I get it. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the laws of attraction. And once I understood that, well, then now I no longer became a slave to it. I just now learned how to use it when I needed it. So fast forward to today, I own multiple real estate properties. And it's allowed me, and people think that I love real estate investing, and I don't. Real estate investing sucks. It's boring. It's bricks, mortars. There's nothing exciting about real estate investing. What I love is what it allows for me to do, what allows me and my family to go where we want to go or do what we want to do whenever we want to do it. And so now I've designed a life where I know I'm not worried about retirement anymore, because I retire twice a year. I retire July and August where I don't work, and I retire December and January where I don't work. And so I've designed that life. Now it all depends on how you want to design it, but it can be designed. And so now I own a real estate investment club where I teach people how to invest in real estate. I own a lending company. So if people need like second mortgages or private lending, I do that as well too. I also just bought into a real estate brokerage. So now help and train 65, we're trying to grow that though, but 65 real estate agents to teach them the mindsets of what real estate investing can do for them. And then we also have a real estate corp where we own our investment properties. And so that's really kind of my story. And so I'm all about education. I'm all about sharing information, because the more that you share, the more that allows for more information to come in, and it also solidifies what you're also helping other people learn.
That is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And
You're
thank
welcome.
you for moving a few things around to join us. Now, Gary, can you also put in the chat a way for people to reach you? Because the knowledge that you're sharing it's just, there's no price on it. And it's
Thank
so
you.
important. It warms my heart because of my situation and in life going up and down. So please, but I have to tell you, there is some fun in having real estate properties, the shopping, the home staging, the decorating. That's the part I love the most.
Right. Yes.
So there is some fun in that. So
oh, for sure. Yes. For your own personal home, that I love. But from the investment side of things, it's not that exciting.
I know.
I like that. That was a total, I love that for you.
Exactly. So please drop in the comments there on how people can reach you. And
Sure.
that would be great. I know you have another meeting to get to. So if you have to leave us, we thank you so very much. And yeah, continued blessings to you and your family. And I look forward to watching more of your podcasts and seeing everything else that you're doing. Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Tammy. And thank you guys for putting this on and hosting. You guys are doing a great job. So if you guys need anything else from me anytime, I'd be more than happy to help.
That's
Amazing,
great.
Gary.
Thank you. Thank you. So now we have Jeff. Jeff, oh my goodness. I met you for the first time last week. And the things that you shared about your products, I've been talking to my husband about it. The simple thing that I remember most was the focus that you said that your vitamins or nutritional supplements can help a child with. And we have a 10-year-old. And listen, before this virus, I was working from home.
Yeah.
And now we have the virus. I'm working from home and also homeschooling him. So can I say the word focus and use the letter F? Is that okay? Is that all right if I say F? All right.
Yeah.
So if you can just share a little bit more about you and how you can help us and what your passion is.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much, Tammy. And first of all, thanks to all the organizers again here for putting this together, for putting the event together last week. You know, as a sponsor, I just want to say, you know, we're getting a ton of value here, and I appreciate you guys for that. You know, the other thing I want to mention as well, Tammy, is like you, I was working from home before all of this started. I've got 3 kids. And I'll tell you, it's a different scenario here working from home now. Doors are locked, and sometimes I have to get out the duct tape to tie my kids down to get the work done. But I'm just kidding on that. But you know, it's definitely a challenge, and I know we're all adapting every day here, I think so. But you know, it's a great sort of lead into who I am. So again, my name's Jeff Brown. I call myself the certified organic dad. You know, I'm a dad of 3, as I mentioned, and I'm a dad first. It's really why I do what I do. You know, I've got 3 young kids between the ages of 10 and 16. And when I started what I'm doing, they were kind of 5 through 11. So, you know, I really wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to be around. I wanted to be present for those important years. You know, and it's hard to do these days. I also wanted to be able to support my wife, who is an amazing corporate executive in the toy industry, loves what she does, works super hard, used to travel a whole lot. So, you know, I'm kind of that anchor at home as well. So for me, you know, I've been working at home, I guess for the last 20 years or so. I've been a business owner. One of the businesses that I started 20 years ago is currently not operating and kind of bleeding in all of this. And I know there's a ton of stories like that out there right now. And, you know, I'm fortunate because I found some diversity in my business world through something that I decided to do personally for my health. And that turned into something really cool for me. And while we were talking about, you know, the Immune Shield for Kids, certified organic, you know, multivitamins from nature, from food. And that's really what I've become all about through a partnership that I found about 6 years ago. And I'll tell you my story because I think it's kind of cool. I was one of those typical unhealthy entrepreneurs, people that, you know, if your parents like me, we were making sure our kids had a healthy breakfast, getting them off to school, forgetting to have breakfast ourselves, sliding right through the day in work mode and not nourishing, not doing anything. On the really bad days, maybe you hit a drive-through, you know, and for years, I was filling the hole. Like I tell people I talk to, you know, I was using food to entertain my body instead of nourish it.
Wow.
And it was a bit of an awakening. And the awakening was this for me. I was in the kitchen with my then 5-year-old daughter, and I looked down at her and something went off in my head. I started doing the math on how old I was going to be when I would be walking her down the aisle, based on my number, not hers. You know, and I'm going to be in my late 60s, potentially early 70s if I get my way, when she gets married. And that really scared me. You know, it was my wake up call to stop being so unhealthy, to stop putting my business first and start putting me first. And it was amazing what happened. I got a lot healthier. My businesses got a lot healthier because I was more focused. I was more energetic. I didn't have that 2 p.m. fast food drag that I think a lot of people have. So that's really what I've become all about is, trying to, I guess, help people change their relationship with food. I'm a big believer in real food, whole food, superfood. It's what my business is all about. And, I've, again, from my own experience and now watching the experience of thousands of others in North America and around the world, it's really cool to see that real food makes a difference in our lives, and when you walk through the grocery store, a lot of that stuff is not real food. I'm sad to say, but, processed food, the majority of it is no longer food. It's no longer wholesome. And, but, I also think that we're starting to shift. We're starting to turn that corner. We're seeing more organic in the grocery store. We're eating more fruits and vegetables. And especially now, I think it's important that we think about taking better care of ourselves. I think maybe this whole thing is going to bring us to a new light on that. And I got to say as well, real quick, I've been super excited to help others get started in business from home when they didn't have other options. And that's what I love about the industry that I'm in. And I think Jennifer's in and Erica's in, that we all have opportunities that people for not a lot of money, I poured thousands and thousands of dollars into that business that's closed down right now. For a few $100, people can get into business today. And I love that. And I love helping them do that. So 2 things I'm going to drop in the link for you guys. One is the gift card that I shared around with everybody during the original event. Would love everyone to kind of see what I do, the products that I have. And if you see something you like, there's a gift card in that link that'll save you some money on that. The other thing that I'll throw in there as well is just my contact info. We're running a group through Facebook. It's a private group, so unfortunately I can't share it with you through a comment. But if anybody's interested, we're calling it the Spring Isolation Transformation. So for those of you that have been stuck at home, eating all that fast food and stuff we've been stocking up on, junk food, chips, and I know it's crazy in my house, but I'm kind of turning the corner, helping other people turn the corner. We started the group a few days ago, and we've already got close to 100 people there. So it's starting to get real exciting. We'd love to have you guys there if we can help. So
wow, that's
there
amazing.
You go.
That's amazing. Does it count if my daughter, it's her turn to make the meal and she makes tacos? Does that count as junk food?
You know what? I think there's a lot of flexibility right now. We're all cooking. We're all cooking at home. I think we're all missing eating out.
Yeah.
So I've kind of thrown my rules out the window. Whatever makes you feel good right now is what we're eating.
And as a mom who's doing all the cooking, it's like whatever they want to cook, it doesn't matter. Just cook.
Different is good right now. Period.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you so very much. Kelly, please go to next. Kelly, introduce our next sponsor that we're so thankful for.
All right. This gentleman is making waves in the men's mental health community. Making waves and seriously offering significant support. Men's mental health. It's a discussion that needs and demands attention. It demands for everybody to come together and make some serious noise. I am not a man, but I am raising 3 young men. I have a husband, I have a brother, I have a dad, I have uncles, I have cousins, and we all have males that are significant to us in our lives. So Jonathan, Tarrant, my friend, and just take it away. Let us know. Talk to the good people. They want to hear who you are, what you're doing, what's going on. Just don't forget to drop your action in the links when you're done talking so that everybody can know exactly how to get a hold of you and find you.
For sure. Thanks very much, Kelly. I really appreciate the opportunity to participate in a panel like this, and I appreciate all the effort that you and Tammy particularly have put into it. This is a great way to talk about a number of important things. And so for myself, I was thinking that I would share a little bit of my story as well, sort of like the lead up to where I'm at today. And really, it boils down to a sense of disconnection from myself. Like, as far back as I can remember, I never really felt like I was grounded. I never really felt as though I had a good foundation, you know, and I felt, as I said, very disconnected from myself and from the world around me. And I grew up spending an awful lot of time being incredibly self-conscious and feeling like an observer within my own life. And I've come to understand that a lot of that had to do with the limiting beliefs that I had in my head, the ideas basically that I picked up, you know, through childhood, through growing up, just along the way through life. It's so easy to absorb, you know, incorrect ideas and take them on. And then, having taken them on personally, you begin to act like that person. If you have a view of yourself, wherever that opinion may have originated from, you begin to, if you believe it, you begin to act like that person. And I found for myself, the things that I believed about my self-worth, about, you know, what I could do, what I couldn't do, led me down a very slow, but certainly self-destructive and ultimately very dark path, where about, you know, I'm in my 40s now, so, you know, about 3 years ago at this point is when I had my major breakdown, but there was obviously quite a bit of lead up to that point. And what I found is that I had achieved really everything in my life that I imagined I'd always wanted. You know, I had a beautiful house. I had a beautiful house that was paid for. It was like amazing. I had a great family. I had a wife that loved me. I have 2 beautiful daughters that adored me. Again, I had a good job. I felt like I should be happier, you know, but within that environment, I found that I was just increasingly frustrated and felt tremendous discontent and unhappiness. And it really, it confused me, because I'd lost sight of the things. I'd lost sort of awareness of what I was thinking and the opinions that I held of myself, and I'd lost track of the idea that I might be kind of disconnected or missing something. And ultimately, as I was alluding to, I created a situation as a result of my own belief system and my own self-image that was basically unresolvable in that life. Like, I did things, I made choices, I took actions that were driven by my own unhappiness and my frustration, that caused me to be thrown out of my own house, that caused me to lose that family and lose my wife and sort of lose almost everything. And what I came to realize after everything blew up like that was exactly how I had gotten myself to that place. You know, from having that huge kick in the butt from the universe, I woke up and I'm like, wow, it was so obvious to me at that time how I'd put pieces in place and the steps that I'd taken that had landed me right where I was, you know, in pieces on the ground. And so this inspired me to become a better person, basically, to throw as many as possible, throw my old belief systems out and try new things and challenge myself, challenge the beliefs that I had previously held. And my experience after that awakening, after that choice to challenge the beliefs and to recognize the damage that my disconnectedness had caused, my experience was incredible. I met amazing people who, because I was no longer hiding, I could tell that they could see me, and they were excited and they wanted to talk to me, and frankly, it blew my mind, because I'd never really experienced anything like that, because I'd been so uncomfortable with myself before. And that awakening, that experience, that sudden knowing of what I'd been missing all along, and how there might be so many other men in particular that may have a similar experience, that may be struggling with their self-image, with their sense of self-worth, really inspired me to sort of walk out of the fire with buckets of water, to put everyone else out, and to begin to create a brand, for lack of a better word, to begin to create something with which I could bring my experiences and my lessons to the world in a powerful way. So again, it's really that awakening that I experienced that's led me to be in this place of wanting to share what I've learned, of knowing, or at least being much more aware now of the effects of our social programming, and all of the ways in which it's easy to get lost. So that's essentially my story. As you know, I've created the brand, with the intention of just raising visibility. I didn't want to be simply Jonathan Tarrant, coach. I wanted to create something that would be perhaps a little more exciting and a little more like, wow, what is that? Something that you can put on a t-shirt and like have it be seen, that will raise interest, that will spark people's imagination. So I've created that. I have a pretty phenomenal online course available right now, if I do say so myself. I'm actually in the middle of creating a brand new, much larger, much sort of expanded course for a brand new international learning academy that I'm a part of, which is also very exciting. I've got my podcast. I've got the social medias. I've got two book projects that I've been a part of so far. Kelly, you're very familiar with one of them. It's been amazing.
Thanks.
So
yes.
yeah, I'm doing a lot, and I'm doing as much as I can to bring my message to the world and hopefully attract a little bit of attention.
Fantastic. Thank you. You're doing amazing things. And like with everybody on here who's gone, and there's two ladies left, I'm going to let Tammy introduce them, but please make sure everyone's, people are going to be asking for links and everything. So all of our amazing gifting sponsors, drop everything in the comments, please. So that, and again, as you're listening, we've got two more spotlights going on here. Please, if you have any issues for whatever reason in the comments or finding them on Facebook, any of these amazing individuals, reach out to Tammy and myself, and we will get you, we'll get you connected. Tammy?
Yes, that's amazing. Wow.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Great. So now I have thank you, Jonathan. I have the privilege to introduce Grace. Grace has got such a big heart. You can see her flair. I love her because she's still going after her dreams, and she's changing lives as well. She just is a breath of fresh air. And, you know, she's got a big heart. So Grace, thank you so very much. Can you just share with us, you know, what your passion is, and just kind of give us a little bit about you? Okay. Unmute yourself.
Thank you, Tammy, and thank you everyone else for this platform. I'm so happy to be here. And yes, I would like to tell you a little bit. I really have a passion for health. I have worked in other industries, but health is where I have my passion. And I did study at on a university level, and I have psychology and counseling, and I work with youth to help them. And I also have had different life experiences. And one thing regarding my health was when the doctors discovered I had uterine cancer. And so they said that they felt that the best method would be surgery. And I actually was happy for that, because I really didn't want to go through chemo or radiation, because my sister had gone through chemo when she was 12, like 11 and 12, and she died at 12 years and 9 months. And that was, you know, very, very devastating to have her life cut so short. And so so they did the surgery, and they found out that they've got all the cancer, and here I am 11 years later still
yes, yay.
and so I have that. And you know, I look at different things and different products, and what I found is instead of changing what you do, just change a habit that you already have. Now, what is one habit that a lot of people have is drinking coffee. Do you drink coffee, Tammy? Oh, I don't even have to ask you that question. You come with a coffee all the time. Yes, you do. And so what we're doing is changing the coffee, because your regular coffee is very acidic. And we have an organic coffee, and a couple of gentlemen here have already talked about the importance of organic products. And it's an organic product, and it is based on a reishi mushroom, which is antiviral. I can't stress that word enough these days. And also, so what it does is it helps boost the immune system, and we need our immune system boosted. We definitely do. And we are in what they call right now the first wave, and the second wave is coming. So we all have to be ready for that. And we don't know if it's going to be worse or not, but we have to be ready for that. We have to have our immune systems boosted as much as possible. And this is what this does. It also provides energy. It oxygenates the body. It promotes natural detoxification, and you won't have any caffeine crashes with it. And it's all natural. And I love it because it uses the reishi mushroom, and the process, it's a patented process, and they use a natural reishi mushroom grown in logs instead of just in bags. They're in logs in nature. So the roots, which are called mycelium, get to communicate with one another. And this helps, this just helps the mushroom to be more effective for us all. And then there is the main part of the mushroom, and that is called Ganoderma lucidum. Now, the word gano derma means shiny skin. And yes, I did take Latin, French, and German. So I did understand it when they were talking about that. And it does give you a beautiful, shiny skin. And then the spores, you know, spores are like seeds. The spores are the most potent of everything. And if someone has a very severe problem, you know, health problem, the spores are what they absolutely need. And it has helped a lot of people. Now, before June, I had borderline high blood pressure. So my doctor told me. Well, in June, I got shingles. And that skyrocketed my blood pressure to, it was like the worst it could ever be. So I after being in bed for about 2 months, just barely getting up to do what is necessary, I discovered this. Someone told me about it. So I started taking the spores and the tea. And the red tea also has another mushroom in it called cordyceps, and that also helps strengthen your lungs. We also need that to have our lungs strengthened.
Wow.
And so I took this, and my doctor had told me in June that I could feel pain from the shingles for about a year. So after a month of taking these spores and the red tea, I found that I had no more pain, because I can't even tell you how painful it was. I could barely sleep, but only because the doctor gave me, you know, painkillers, right? Bad painkillers that you can be addicted to. And I didn't want to be addicted to painkillers. So I took them as long as I could, but in order to sleep, because when I lay on my left side, it like hurt. When I lay on my right side, it hurt. I couldn't, on my back it hurt, and I definitely couldn't lay on my front. But
wow.
It was so terrible. So after taking these spores and the red tea for about a month, I didn't feel the pain anymore. And I was so happy for it. And my blood pressure, after taking 2 bottles of the pills the doctor recommended, my blood pressure, I found it gone down because I had taken the spores. And and I was really happy, and so I stopped taking those pills. But unfortunately, because of COVID-19, we had a terrible problem of getting the product to people here in Canada because of borders and shipping and this and that, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. So, Grace, that's just unbelievable. Wow.
So I was out of it for 3 months, and I noticed my blood pressure went higher again. So I started taking blood pressure pills again, but I'm taking the spores again. So I do notice that it is helping again. And I hope that we'll never run out of spores again.
Wow, Grace, thank you.
So amazing, so amazing. So there's all these things. It does work with the removing the brain fog and helping you focus. And there, one of my business partners, his child is 9 years old, and didn't have focus in the classroom. And she took the product, which is the hot cocoa, which is like chocolate, and she got a lot more focus, and she wasn't running around the room all the time. Well, unfortunately, that was difficult to get to for a while. And the teachers noticed and called the father, said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Well, we ran out of hot cocoa." And they go,
"Wow."
What? And
Grace,
so
you have so many testimonies. You have so many testimonies, Grace. And I'm gonna have to stop you because I know. And you know what? I already know, because we speak all the time, you and I learn something new every single time. So what I'm gonna ask you to do so kindly is if you can put in the chat how people can reach you. And I'm going to tell you something. You should be doing Facebook Lives with those individuals who have the testimonies to actually share their story so you can actually help people throughout the world, because they don't know if they don't see it. So thank you so much. I'm so happy that you came with us today, and I'll be speaking with you probably later on tonight. I'll call you tonight probably. And we're going to move on to Deanne. So just, I'm going to mute. If you can just mute yourself, and then we're going to go to Deanne. Thank you so much, Grace. I'm so glad that you're here. Deanne, I want to introduce the next individual, which is Deanne Ojar. She is a donor as well, a gift contributor, gift donor, whatever the word is. And she wasn't at the event last week because she had other commitments. But because she believes in creating a community and helping to raise other people up, she decided that she wanted to, offer her book, which is a fantastic book. If you haven't heard of it, she's going to tell you about it right now. But let me tell you a little bit about her. She's the president and CEO of Olive Media Network. She's the founder of 10 and also the CEO. And she's the founder of the National Business Forum and International Men's Day. So, and you're so many things to so many people. I could not even say it, in a short enough time. So Deanne, can you please share a little bit more about yourself and your serving attitude, your big heart, always doing way above beyond. I mean, you take people under your wing as if they're your children. That's one thing I love about you. And you have no judgment, and you're just giving. So let's give it back to you and share something about yourself and what your passion is, some of the projects you're working on.
Well, thank you guys so much. And I want to say to everyone, great stories, really, truly great stories. And I believe in acknowledging people. And when you hear people's stories, you realize there's a bit of everybody in you as well. Even listen to Jonathan's story, who actually will be getting this book. And if you could see it there. And, talking about on the holistic side, Tammy, I'm very spiritual, holistic. I don't even know what to begin with this story, Tammy, because maybe you need to give me some direction what it is you want to talk about. Because yeah, I kind of wonder sometimes. Oh, by the way, great nails. And I want to say
COVID's not keeping me down.
I want to say thank you so much for Kelly and yourself and everyone else. And I apologize for last week because you know what it is like here. Absolutely. So just, originally I'm from Trinidad. So people would say for some reason, they seem to be interested in that for some God known reason. I don't know why. I guess it's because I have a combination of different types of accents. And I don't know if I have an accent, but I came from a financial background, which I never, ever, ever thought I would see myself. But my family had a family business back in Trinidad growing up. So I left Trinidad, I was like 18. I lived in the States. So you get a combination of different things to go to school. Got married, came here, 3 kids. I have to say I had 3 kids, so no longer around in a sense. They all doing their own thing. So it was time for myself to do what I wanted to do for myself. I left the bank in 2009 because I just believed that there was something calling me. And when you realize and you accept there's something you have to do, you will walk through, fire, swim, the ocean, and although you can't swim, I can't swim, to do what you got to do. And at times I wanted to say, I can't do this anymore. When I get a phone call and say, no, you can do this. You're smarter than you think. I'm like, okay, fine. And I get these thoughts in my mind, and little thoughts, which becomes a huge project. So welcome to my world. But what I didn't realize is, growing up, I don't know about you guys up here, but growing up, you couldn't speak to anyone about anything that, spirituality, holistic, or so forth. I'm the last of 6 kids. I came 5 years after my sister before me. So I was kind of not supposed to be here. I was a very sick, dying baby too. That's a whole other story. I'm saying this for a reason. Not knowing then what I know now is that you're being prepared for something. And tell me you understand what I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
And now, to fast forward, and I'll go a little bit in between. in 2012, I actually, everything happens for a reason. And it's because of this book, which I did for fun. This is why we're sitting here, because I was promoting this book for a year and I didn't have the book printed. And I don't like in front of cameras. I swear, you couldn't get a picture of me, but yet I end up saying, why don't we have a TV show? Next thing I know, in a week, I had a TV show. Why don't we do a radio show? Okay, just do a radio show. All these little crazy things, because I'm the type of person, if something bugs me, I will go and do it. Why don't we have International Men's Day? I'm sick and tired of hearing International Women's Day. I couldn't find anything to celebrate men, so I created International Men's Day Canada, not realizing there was we became the 82nd nation in 2017 to become, but I didn't know that until 3 weeks before the event. And Jonathan, we should talk about that.
Yes.
How you can be part of that. We're right now in the process. They will be starting the website. We became a non-for-profit last year. And of course, that just opens up a whole nother world. Coming back to the other projects we have, and that one I am very passionate about. And right now, I'll get back a little bit before, but right now, Tammy is talking about the almost 30 students that from Durham College actually mentoring on my own with Tammy in the background saying, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I don't know how I did that, but we created a magazine which I've had all these projects is something I had on the shelf for so long, and I figure, how was I going to do this? We're doing a infographic of this book. It's a whole other story. I wrote a children's book in 2011 when I did this, and now we're creating this illustration, and then we're doing the animation, and we're creating websites with these students. And why these students? Because the rest of what my life is all about is really, I'm a master practitioner in NLP hypnotherapy. I'm also a Dow hands practitioner, which I absolutely love, because that was for like 6 years on my mind to do it. And you have to be chosen and picked for that. And that's really a heaven's blessing coming through me. And most people may not understand that, but Tammy, you actually know what I'm talking about. And that to me it's actually healing myself and saving myself, because I am also, believe it or not, my whole family is diabetic, and I stopped taking my medication since February. My doctor doesn't know that, but he will, I guess, eventually.
He will if he's watching this.
I don't think he's watching, but the thing about it is when you're really chosen and picked for a task and hand or a project, there is no turning back.
Yes.
And how that journey happened, I was in real estate investing, and it's just being the right person. Tammy, we know similar common people, and that's what sort of, there was a ripple effect. I said, okay, let's open a media company. I know nothing about media, but I had my TV show. My company with my ex-business partner at the time was the official photographer and videographer for the Scotiabank Carnival. The logistics side was him, but what the hell did I know? But we did it. We did the TV show. I didn't even know where I have my studio right now. We were doing the show here. I've done, oh my gosh, I can't even begin to remember some of the things I've done and where I've been.
So much,
but
yeah.
The point that I'm saying to everyone is when the universe, Jonathan, talk about universe, when the universe comes knocking you at the door, you better be ready. And for change. And there's so many things happening, because we wanted to do this project for the interns since 2014, when there were 2 young students came. Actually, one had just graduated, and I think one of their parents had sent them in this building downstairs. And I from Seneca College, and I said, "What are you going to do when you leave broadcasting?" He said, "We don't know." And that bothered me for so many years. And then I said, "Okay, we need to do something." So we went to, the council, Michael Thompson. We went to the film commission, and they said, "You had to do this before you do this." And it always bothered me. Then the next thing I know, all the students at Durham College just ended up in my lap. And the numbers were counting and adding up and adding up. So I had to put a stop to it. Has it been challenging? Oh God, yes. Has it been in these times right now? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, because it has its pros and cons in its situation and crisis we're in right now. For the students, it's very difficult. But then again, it's teaching them to become entrepreneurs, leaders, being their own boss. Everybody's a leader, support. Don't get me wrong, today I had to terminate 2 of them because they don't show up and it's affecting everybody else. And that was really hard for me. Just before we had the call, I had to do this. And I'm saying this to you guys. Sometimes we have to be very uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the most difficult thing I had to do because, Tommy, I don't do that.
Yeah.
But it's not serving the others the way they should. And to people, because some of them are internationals, or most of them are international students, and I don't think about what I'm going to say sometimes. It just comes out for whatever reason that needs to come out. But we are doing a lot of projects. We are doing a magazine. We are looking for guest writers. You guys can all be guest writers.
Yeah.
And it is a Canadian magazine on a global reach.
Yes.
So
Deanne, can you drop that link? Sorry to interrupt you. Can you drop that link in the chat? Because every one of these people, you just give them an invitation just now for them to be a writer in your magazine. Did you not just say that? That's amazing.
Absolutely.
So people, please, like, this is phenomenal.
If not in the Zoom, I'll put it in the Facebook.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you can actually put it too.
Oh yeah, I can do it too.
So, basically I have other media network. We have the Entrepreneurs Network, which I just quickly tell you how we came up with that is, again, I fill a void, and I got so tired even when I was doing my NLP. People don't, because I do timeline therapy as well, and people do not invest in themselves. Business owners, well, they call themselves business owners sometimes, but really and truly, they do not invest in themselves. So what I did was I wanted to create a space, because I don't drink coffee at all, ever. I'm not really a fan of tea. However, the point is, all these running around takes a toll, and it's very expensive. So we want to create a space where it could be a one-stop shop for business owners, or entrepreneurs, or startups, and so forth. So the long and the short is, I want to respect everybody's time, and I know it's late, but the point is, we are creating that, and we are working on that. And Tammy, I didn't tell you this. We actually have someone who is going to work with us to create the whole mentorship program to take it to a whole nother level.
Beautiful. That's amazing.
We're now currently building, now currently building the International Men's Day website, which I put on the back burner. And we're pleased to see what we can do, because, I had said a woman have to empower a man. A man can empower a man. But it's ironic that we've worked really hard to get to where we are, and I cannot begin to express that. But and there's some other things I do when I.
That's amazing.
I can't remember, so
that's okay. You have me.
I'm sorry.
Have me to help with some of those things, so Absolutely. I can put it in there for you.
Absolutely. So, however I can help you be your best, for whatever I can do, please do not hesitate to, to contact Tammy to get a hold of me, or just get a hold of me. It doesn't matter. I'm very open about a lot of things, about my life, personal life. But that's who I am in a nutshell. So
wow, Deanne, thank you so very much.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you guys all heard that. One of the projects that she's working on is a Canadian magazine, and she's giving you an opportunity to be a contributor, a source in that magazine. So you can actually contribute an article or something like that. So I will put her contact information down, and you'll be able to reach out to her and find out what that looks like for you. But what a great opportunity. It's a Canadian magazine with a global reach. And I heard many of you say about your businesses. So this is a great platform for you as well. And Deanne, thank you so much for that offering. Just blessings to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. I'm going to pass over to Kelly We have a few mentions to make of individuals who weren't able to be here. So Kelly, if you can actually continue on, please, that would be great.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. So we do have some honorable mentions. We have a handful of gifting sponsors that had conflicting commitments, and we want to give them a shout out. So we've got Mike Popovici, we have Michelle Cardy, Rosetta Kazi, Tina Francis, Sabir Chawala. I think that's it. I think we're good. So to everybody, we appreciate everybody. And as we close out here, what I would like to do, this is what I'm going to do. Everyone gets 30-second shot clock to say why. I'd like each of you to tell our viewers why they should check out Landed for Success. In any, to attend an event, to reach out to one of us so that they can get connected, whatever it would be. But 30 seconds, why Landed for Success. And Deanne, since you were the last one to speak, you get to kick us off. And here's the deal. When you're done, it's going to be 30 seconds. I'll hold this up here. At the 30 seconds, I don't care where you're at. Everybody, we're stopping at 30 seconds. We want to it's amazing. You know, it's hard because everybody's doing such amazing things that everybody could have an hour spotlight and it still wouldn't be enough. And so I do want to thank everybody. Everyone's very passionate about what they're doing. Tammy and myself, and on behalf of the rest of our Landed for Success team, we could have days with all of you and really, really genuinely just love every single second of it. Everyone has full plates. All of you carved out time again because you believe in what we're doing here at Landed for Success. And, you know, we get to spotlight what you're doing. So as much as I understand that you guys could all keep talking, I would love your 30 seconds on why Landed for Success to all of our viewers catching us live or on the replay. And when your turn 30 seconds is done, choose the next person who's going to be going. And that's how we're going to wrap up. Don't choose me because I'll be closing us out. Okay, Deanne, you spoke last. So if you want to kick us off, that is great. And when you're done, you choose the next person to be on the 30-second shot clock hot seat.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I believe people buy people. And it's all about people. It's not about the project per se. It's the people who are involved in the project. And that goes for leaders like yourself and Tammy. I just met you when you were here at the studio. That's when I met you. So for people, incredible people like you, Kelly and Tammy, just to be in that space with you, that's why you should get involved. Each and everyone out there should be get involved and be part of the Landed for Success because of these two ladies here right now and their team. Because I did meet their team. So I just want to say thank you guys for that. And let's take it on to Erica, since I'm keeping Erica in space.
All right, thank you.
All right,
absolutely.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. This is a perfect opportunity to connect with others, to share what you have, to learn from others. And for sure, it's now a virtual event. This is where we are at. Don't be shy, just come out, and you can be an observer if you would like to. You can participate as much as you would like, and you see everyone has something interesting to share. I'm still there, Kelly.
2, 1, Happy New Year!
Grace, you're on.
For some reason, the numbers like reverse in the screen. I'm like, did my timer just go to a minute?
That was something.
You're
Good thing you're used to the shot clock. Good Lord. Okay, Erica, who's up?
She mentioned my name, so thank you so much, Erica. I appreciate that. And yes, you should be involved with Landed for Success. And yes, the leaders are incredible. And you will learn so much from coming to Landed for success, but for all the people, all the wonderful connections you make, and all the different things you learn, because everyone has something different to contribute. And also, you know, if you want, yeah, that's it.
Amazing.
I'm done.
Fabulous.
Way to go, Grace.
Okay, Grace, who's up?
Oh, the only person I can see here is Jonathan.
Hey.
All right, Jonathan.
We're playing chicken now. Who goes first? So, I mean, I can say that this is a great community full of creative, open, and beautiful people who have been generous and welcoming to me, beyond all expectations. And most importantly, you can't do it on your own. Whatever your goals are, whatever you're looking to accomplish, you need a community around you. And this is an excellent community.
Amazing. Who are you choosing, my friend?
Sorry, I will choose Jeff.
All right. I'm going to keep this real quick. 3 reasons that I have in mind around why you should be hanging around in this community. Kelly, you won't need it. Number 1, entrepreneurial energy. Tons of it around here. It rubs off. Hang around and it'll rub off on you. 2, this is people helping people. And I really love that. You know, it's part of it's part of my DNA. So part of why I hang around. And number 3, it's a connection when we don't have a lot of connections right now. So great place to hang out. There you go. 7 seconds to spare.
What? Amazing. All right, Jeff, who's on the hot seat next?
I think I'm next. I'm the last.
Oh, yeah. He could have chosen Tammy.
First and last word.
But not least. Not by a long shot.
So I'm brand new to this community and I wish I had joined sooner. I didn't really understand what it was about until I got involved and I started to participate. And that's all I would encourage people to do is just, you know, show up and participate and be part of this, because the more you show up, the more you get out of this. I just love hearing everybody else's businesses. I'm learning so much from you guys. And I just hope to be able to contribute more to help you all as well. So join.
Holy crap, nice job. You guys are amazing.
Wow, that's
I think
excellent.
the daily show of Stir Sticks could probably have to take some lessons from them.
Yeah, we might have to get them to train the rest of our community.
I don't know what that says, but okay, Tammy, what would you like to share?
Wow, honestly, wow, it's really hard because I don't know if I can do it in 30 seconds. Do I have a clock?
Yeah.
Probably the thing is, this is an opportunity to network with individuals at a next level. And so, like everyone said here, if you're looking for a community and you're looking for people that are going to raise you up and really looking for connections, this is the place to be. We're not just a networking group. We're more than that. We're co-authors. We're actual coaches. And there's so many things there for you. So just join the tribe and let's just do it together. Land for success.
Woo! Amazing.
Borrow seven points from Jeff if I go over.
I love it. So I have just a short inspiration that I'm going to wrap up with, and I'm going to do one more shout out to each of our gifting sponsors. Here we had Jennifer Morris, Erica Aguilar, Jeff Brown, Jonathan Tarrant, Deanne Ojar, Grace Barkwell, Michelle Carty, who is not here, Rochelle Kazi, who is not here, Sabir Chawala, who wasn't able to make it, Gary Hibbert, he was on, had to leave early because of prior commitments. I just said Rosetta, Tina Francis, Mike Popovich. So thank you to each and every one of you for participating and coming and just adding so much more value to our amazing community of Landed for Success. Closing out here, I think it's fair to say everyone is coming to the table as businessmen and businesswomen, entrepreneurs, individuals that are really dedicated to growing their best versions of themselves while impacting enough lives around them that they can do the same. So here's what I've got. Follow your dreams wherever they lead. Don't be distracted by less worthy deeds. If we take a step back and we actually shelter them and we nourish them and we help them to grow, maybe it's not a bad idea that we take the time to let our heart hold them all the way down deep where dreams go. If we follow our dreams and pursue them with haste, let's remember that life is too precious. It's too fleeting to waste. So let's all be faithful and be loyal so that all our lives through, all of the dreams that we dream can keep coming true. So to all of you that have joined us live on Facebook, we appreciate each and every one of you. Please, please go to the comments, follow, connect, navigate what these individuals are doing, because I guarantee every single individual that we spotlighted today has significant value to bring to whatever it is that you're doing. And with that, if you can't, I'm going to throw it out there again. Reach out to Tammy Williams or myself, Kelly Chiasson, and we will make sure that connection takes place if there's a struggle with doing it on your own. That is what we're here to do. With that, signing off. Have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. To all of you on here on the panel now, love to each and every one of you. You're amazing. Thank you for sharing your time and space with all of us.